Mets, they bounced back with a big victory last night and beat the Philadelphia Phillies 8-4 in this ball game. And this is what the Mets needed last night. Marcus Stroman, he hasn't pitched in a year and a half, and he came out sharp. He got a lot of ground balls. He attacked the Phillies hitters, and this is what I wanted to see, and all Met fans wanted to see, obviously, from Stroman, to see if he could be a number 2 or 3 pitcher this season, because the depth after Jacob deGrom ain't great. David Peterson, he'll be on the mound today, but yesterday was a must-win. Obviously, I know it's only the second game of the season, but if it was any game to take in the series after losing the first one with Big Jake on the mound, you had to get this one with your second starter versus the Phillies' fifth starter, and today will be a tough one. But in this one, Dom Smith, he hits a 2-run homer in the fourth inning, and Dom Smith, this is what I said, this guy's got to play every day. Last season, he was the best hitter, hands down, all around on this New York Met ball club. Once Yoenis Cespedes left and opted out for the season, it was Dom's time to shine, and he took advantage of it. And yesterday, he hits a high fastball to left center field over the wall to make it 2-0 in that fourth inning. And he's got to play every day, even versus lefties. I know the Mets, they got Kevin Pillar, they got Almora as guys who can platoon in the outfield, and they hit lefties pretty decent. But like I said, Dom Smith, he could be the best hitter once again this season, even with Lindor on this ball club. You just don't know as far as average and home runs. And Dom, he looks in better shape even than last season. So this guy, the last couple seasons, he's taken his shape into his own hands and his conditioning. And it's definitely paying dividends for himself and this New York Met club. And he's a guy that should be in the lineup every day, is Dom Smith. And in this one, like I said, it was good to see Stroman pitch. He didn't really get into many jams. Only in that sixth inning, Pete Alonso with a great saving play down the right field line, saving a run. And the only hiccup besides that was a solo homer in the bottom of the fourth to Didi Gregorius. So hopefully Stroman, he has a big year for this Met club. And it's a contract season as well. He signed the 1-year, $18 million tender was Marcus Stroman. So it's good to see him out there and pitching well, because he's going to want that big contract. And he wants to win too. He's a New York native as well as Stroman. So it was a great game for him. Pete Alonso, what could I say? So far, the first 2 games, he's looked way better and more disciplined at the plate this season than last year, where he was just swinging for the fences. And he had a couple tack-on runs in that ninth inning with a 2-run homer, was the polar bear, Alonso. So like I said, his defense has improved so far early in the season. And right now, he's already on the board with his first home run of the year. So I think Alonso, he could have a 40-plus home run season this year for this Met team. And that's what they need. If these guys are all clicking the same in this lineup, this team's going to do damage like they did last night with 8 runs. And it seemed like they stranded a few guys as well. But the 7th inning was the big inning for this team, with Nimmo drawing a walk and a run coming in, Conforto hitting a double. So the difference in this ball game definitely was that 4-run 7th inning, with this team just finding ways to get on base and even good situational hitting. Francisco Lindor, instead of trying to hit a home run or swing, overswing, he hits a nice sacrifice fly in that inning to make the game 4-1. And that's the difference between superstars and mediocre ball players. Superstars, they know when they could turn it on or what they got to do in situations. And just like I said, in that situation, Lindor hits the sac fly. But the only problem I have in this ball game last night is, once again, the bullpen at any moment could blow the ball game. And we saw it again. Miguel Castro, the Mets used him again in the 7th inning, and he had a pretty solid inning. But 2 days in a row already to start the season, he came in. And then the 9th inning, Jerry's Familia, what am I going to say? The same thing with him. And luckily, this guy's contract's up after the season here, is Familia. He comes in, starts off the inning with a couple hits to Hazley with an infield hit. Then Hoskins a single. Then a couple other guys get up. Didi, I think, drove in another run towards the end. So Familia, obviously, you're not going to trust him in a big situation. But the Mets here up 8-2. You would hope he closes it out, but of course not. He gives up 2 runs. And you, of course, as all Met fans, you're going to get a little nervous that here we go again with the bullpen blowing games. And this team, they definitely got to address the bullpen later on in the season towards the MLB trade deadline, because I don't think with this bullpen this team could get that far. But we'll enjoy the win here tonight, and tomorrow's ball game, 4:05 afternoon getaway day type of ball game, will be David Peterson versus Aaron Nola. So big win for the Mets, first win of the season, and let's continue on with the victories. So the Mets win the ball game versus the Phillies 8-4, and let's see if they could take the rubber game in the matchup here today at 4 o'clock.